Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'll be showing you a nice easy team to just blast your way through this faction assault in the Mirrored Halls. First of all, a very welcome shout out to a new member. Slotheringia has joined the clan, so welcome Slotheringia. Right, now, before I forget, I have a first ever Rob Slayer live match tomorrow. This is a typical Rob Slayer match, but it's on a live stream. That'll be tomorrow at 2 PM GMT, so hope you can make it for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Rob Slayer live. Ooh, first ever. Right, so let's take a look at the team. As ever, you can go to the shop and grab yourself a tier 1. I'd only do this if you don't have your horde level up to level 100 in the underworld. If you have mirrored halls on horde level 100 and above, you will already have a potion of enchantment stored. Really handy. All your allies will start enchanted at the start of each and every battle for this event. If you're going to go further anyway, you are forced to buy it because you have to buy the tiers in order. And there is a weapon at tier 4, the Mirror Orb. Give Reflect to an ally and give them magic based life boosted by my life. Don't think I've ever actually used it in a team, to be honest, so more collectible than anything, so I wouldn't buy up to tier 4 just to get that. But if you're going to go that far anyway, you're gonna get it anyway. So, Halls of Reflection, let's take a look at the team. Really easy, straightforward team for this. A nice little twist. When I see blue in a delve, I just think of Tesla, because I do like to do these no mythic for the benefit of the people that don't have many of the mythic troops, but I will show a alternative way you can go about this. Queen Bee, available from the underworld, really good. Deep Hive, you can pick her up from there if you don't have her already. Just unlock some of your portals, see if you can get the Queen Bee. She's one of the best troops in the game, delivering true damage and creating green and brown. The green will help charge herself up, and the brown will feed into your shield averse Gaia, which gives magic based armor, magic +1, boosted by all enemy attack, then enrage and barrier them. But importantly, you will rarely cast this on yourself. We're going to be in Geomancer class, where we start with 50% mana. Some really nice talents in there, but rock solid, gain a barrier when matching brown gems, is really useful. And when we cast this, we get a barrier anyway on basically who we cast this on. Give an ally magic +1 armor boosted by all enemy attack, then enrage and barrier them. You'll notice that in the upgrades, it barriers itself anyway as part of the upgrade. This is why it's better to cast on someone else as well, because it's 2 barriers for the price of 1. And if you cast this on yourself, yes, you get the enrage, but hey, I'd rather have that extra barrier myself. And it blesses itself at the same time and stuns the first enemy. Such a good weapon, is crazy. But the reason why we like that armor boost is because Tesla deals 8 true scatter damage boosted by all ally and enemy armor. So not only do we get the benefit of the extra armor boost when we cast our shield, in the early parts of the faction you may not need to do that because you may be wiping out the enemy anyway. But basically, the reason why Tesla is so good is because she gets better and better the more powerful the enemy get. Think of like the early levels where, you know, the enemy might have, I don't know, 10 or 20 armor, something, you know, really lame like that, and you can defeat them easily. On the much higher levels where they've got maybe 200 armor, that kind of works against them because Tesla's power just gets more and more powerful, and this works even if you're a newer player to the game and don't have high stats, because all her writing there in black is not actually effectively magic based. It's basically power based on whoever you're fighting. They could be level 20 billion and her power would scale with that and just do exceptional damage. So that's the way we're going to go about it for this. 2 of her. I've popped Queen Bee in there simply because we have that nice cleanse. If we come across any enemies that web Tesla, for example, then that would lower her magic. But Queen Bee, you get that cleanse, which is really good, and she can chip in with some extra damage at the same time, as well as have that extra chance of an extra turn and dish out all that lovely mana. So that's the way it's going to work. Let's take a look at the banner. I've gone for the bear banner for this, +2 brown, +1 red, -1 purple. Right, so that is it. Right, let's dive in. So no 50% start on the other troops apart from the hero on this. I've put a Medal of Anu on our other troops just to give them a nice little quicker start there. But the early doors, you're looking for basically try and get Tesla up or Queen Bee, whatever comes first, because the early stages you're probably going to be wiping the enemy out anyway. Tesla made it first this time, so she steals Queen Bee's thunder. It looks for a moment like we were going to get Queen Bee there at first, but Tesla jumped in front. Really nice to have that cleanse on just in case. Nice to chip in with that extra damage as well. And no mana blocking here. Brown, red and blue, and green. Obviously the blue has to be there on the troops because of the mana restrictions of this faction assault. Lots of yellow we don't need, but hey, never mind. That's better on the blue. You can have a quick look at the boost. The boost is 209. Remember, it's true damage. This is enough in my case, but if it's not enough in your case, just don't cast Tesla just yet. Make sure you pick up the mana that is there to charge the second Tesla up, because as soon as you cast your first one, you'll be mana blocking the second one, and it will take longer to eventually finish the match. Ready to collect Soul Grinder. Alright, so I'll just do this one here, and I'll jump forward and show how you do this on the much higher levels. Right, so what we got? Not a lot. We got our weapon up, don't actually need it. It's still got none of our other stuff, so hey, might as well have an extra barrier. Important to protect your other troops with barrier, because saving them from armor reduction keeps Tesla's power high. Shouldn't have taken that really, because it restricts my chance of an extra turn here, but we cast Queen Bee. That's helped charge up Tesla and finish off the game. Right, let's jump forward to a much higher level now. Right, I've jumped into the actual faction itself now on the highest level you can do, level of 500. To show how this works with exactly the same team, exactly the same banner. Concentrate on keeping your barrier topped up in this kind of thing. The higher your armor, the higher your damage. Right, so what we got? We'll get brown. When you get brown, we can, well, we'll get this first. Got brown anyway, but we get a barrier that way, you see. So really handy, and now we can cast this on another troop. Give them a barrier as well, boost up Tesla's damage. We'll collect some red for Tesla. We'll get the other Tesla charged first before casting the other one, so we cast them back to back. Now we can cast them. Really good that Tesla's spell doesn't adjust the board at all. You're not going to take something you don't want or give the AI an opportunity to get a skull hit afterwards. We can do this. Look at that boost, absolutely massive, like plus 576. Because the AI's armor is really, really high. And because it's true damage, you're not actually taking that armor away. So again, you're keeping Tesla's armor really high. Tesla's damage really high, rather. Look, and they're nearly gone. Now Queen Bee can just finish off. Really nice and easy, and that's on the hardest level. Now this is going to work, even if you're a newer player to the game, because you may have to do an extra cast of Tesla, but basically because the boost is basically created by the enemy because of their high armor, then yeah, it just works. It just works. Just make sure you keep the shield topped up. Get that brown from the top. If you collect this from the bottom first, it may mess up that 4 match at the top, so always take 4 matches generally top to bottom, unless it's a colour you don't actually need. Right, so we'll get this cast. Get the colours for our Tesla. Nothing doing on our colours here. See here, you can actually be a bit clever if you like. Rather than me hit the enemy with that, which is going to reduce their armour, and that's going to affect Tesla's damage, you can actually let them have that. I mean, you've got a barrier, so it's not going to actually do any damage. You can play it safe and hit them with that if you like, but actually we don't have a choice, do we? It's the only move available. So in this case, we do have to do this. Never mind, it won't affect things too much. Tesla's ready next round anyway, and so is Queen Bee, so we'll just grab some blue for them, and then cast these. Cockatrice is about to maybe reduce some damage, reduce some mana, sorry. Yeah, they had their little time in the sun. We'll give them that. Let's give them a hefty wallop with that. This is where Queen Bee comes in handy. If you can get a 4-match, there you go. Everyone's cleansed, and you can use your Shield of Eskaya to put the barrier on someone that hasn't already got a barrier, and charge up the Teslas and just finish off. This one's been slightly more awkward than normal. But there we go. There's the cleanse again. That's why Queen Bee is so useful. That cockatrice has been a bit annoying though. That's going to happen from time to time. Queen Bee's ready. That's not enough to finish them off, so I need to get the Teslas charged. Queen Bee's the only one without a barrier right now, so we'll stick it on her. We've got all the enemies, all the allies barriered. Alright, now let's get our Teslas up. Stop being irritating with the colour choices game. And I could do this, see if we can get a extra turn. That worked. Still awkward with the colours. I'm going to let them have that skull hit just in case they fancy it. Let's bring that blue nearer. And let's do this one so it reduces a bit of mana. Let's get this for our Teslas and finally get this game done. That's a bit of a slow one there. You're going to get the odd irritating opponents now and again. That's part and parcel of it. Always good to show the slightly awkward battles as well. It's not always plain sailing. But just showed the benefit of there with Queen Bee with that cleanse. Really useful. And let's get the barrier going. With the damage boost. None of our colours. Well, we've got that I suppose. We'll take that. Got red for the other Tesla. Now cast them all back to back. That barrier saved us. You could have collected that barrier there if you want to make sure you don't get any skull hits, but that charged up B again, look. Got the extra turn. She's nearly ready. This is going to give you brown and green and other random stuff, thank you very much. So you can see why it's better to cast Tesla if you can. Like, I would have collected more red and blue if it was available, but the colours weren't there, so I had to roll with what it gave me. Poogoosh. Whatever is a poogoosh, just made it up. Right, anyway, that's the team I would use for that. It's pretty straightforward and easy. You can give yourself a lot of protection with those barriers, boost up Tesla's power, cleanse with Queen Bee, and just finish off with those 3 main troops there with the Shield of Eskaya giving the boost. So there's the video. Don't forget, I've got a live stream tomorrow, 2 PM GMT, first ever Rob Slayer live battle. Should be a lot of fun. And I hope to see you then at the same time. Thanks for watching. Catch you again next time. Bye for now.